A couple given $1 million. Why? Because of an illegal raid over $50. Put it up full mass. Hell of a story here. In Alabama, Greg Almond, along with his wife, they have now been awarded $1 million in damages over an illegal raid. The illegal raid was executed on their home by sheriff's deputies several years ago, which ultimately left the two of them destitute and cast out by their own community over nothing. The raid took place on January 31st, 2018. Deputies with the Randolph County Sheriff's Office in Alabama went to serve civil court papers to Greg and Teresa Almond in their home in Woodland, Alabama, according to the court documents. Greg Almond was not home at the time, but his wife told the deputies to come back in about 2 hours. A deputy at the house said he smelled marijuana. Oh my goodness. He smelled marijuana. And the entire damn drug task force was alerted that he smelled marijuana. They convened and returned to the couple's home a few hours later without ever obtaining a warrant, no search warrant or nothing. Quote, after kicking in the door, one of the members of the drug task force threw a shock explosive device inside the residence because somebody smelled marijuana. Greg Almond, who was en route to open the door of the residence, was injured when the explosive blew up at his feet. The complaint stated both Greg and Teresa were then forcibly thrown to the floor and the house was ransacked. What did they find? Deputies ended up recovering a total amount of marijuana that had a street value of less than $50. The complaint states. Authorities also made the Almonds open 2 safes containing more than 80 firearms, jewelry, and about $8,000 in cash and prescription medication, including a single Anestapil that was outside the bottle prescribed to Greg Almond. Greg and Teresa Almond were arrested and held overnight until they posted bond. Despite the couple's son going to the sheriff's office and admitting that all of the marijuana at residence belonged to him, not his parents. Parents didn't smoke marijuana. Authorities also still pursued charges against the Almonds after initially being charged with possession of a controlled substance. We're talking about the 1 pill. They were indicted for possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia due to the state's civil asset forfeiture law, which allows authorities to retain any property alleged to have been involved in or the result of the commission of a crime. The sheriff's office seized all the contents of the safe and refused to return the items and the cash for years until prosecutors finally dropped the charges against the couple. According to the report from AL.com, the raid caused the Almonds to miss a deadline to refinance loans on their home, in their farm, which resulted in them losing their house and most of their family's land. They then moved into a shed that had no plumbing, no heat, and no air conditioning. They also said they were ostracized by the rest of their local community. Put up the sheriff. This is Sheriff David Cofield. Sheriff Cofield oversees the department. Randolph County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to requests from law and crime seeking comment about what happened and the award. They now got $1 million. They've been vindicated. They did nothing wrong. They did nothing illegal. And hell, marijuana? Even if they were smoking the marijuana, you can steal all of their money, items. And I want you to remember, they took their jewelry, kept it, okay? They took their jewelry, kept it. Why? There's no indication that somehow they were drug dealers. It's not enough dope in the house. This is personal use. Personal use. How do you take everything? I don't care that they had 80 guns. I don't. They are likely conservatives. I know that. Don't care. Don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I understand this principle. If you say nothing when they're knocking on your neighbor's door, who's going to say something when they're knocking on yours? This is bigger than that. This civil asset forfeiture mess is something that both Democrats, Republicans, individuals who are apolitical care about. All right. Sharon, hell of a story, hell of a saga. At least they've been vindicated by way of 1 million.
Yeah, and look how long it took, though, Doc. This is disgusting, and it's meant to harass, intimidate, enrich, whatever. You can add some more, verbs in there, adjectives. But it's just, it's ridiculous that in this day and age we're still dealing with this, where you're judge, you're jury, and you can take someone's property, whether it pertains to a matter or not, and we don't even have a timeline for when you're going to get it back, if at all. Because some people won't thump their chest and won't say, oh, hell no, and they'll never get it back.
Yep. And it's such a constitutional violation.
Yes.
The Constitution says if an entity can take away your life, can take away your liberty, can take away your property, they must allow you the opportunity of what's called due process. Due process. There is no due process with civil asset forfeiture. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.